FaceTime moment number two. When I sit around people and I'm always interested in what you're building, what do you see your future look like, what do you want and how are you preparing for it. One of the reasons why the conversation always feels like is because I realize most of us are scared to even envision something. And at times we give an excuse by saying I don't even know, and we try to be like, what, why would I even dream after all the things I'm experiencing in this nation, in this city, and in my life right now. First of all, I tried last time, it didn't work. I did this, it didn't happen. I did that, this one didn't happen. So why would I even set an intention, envision something, have a vision? Because after all, things will not happen the way I want. And the fear is not even the fear of being disappointed because you expected something and it didn't happen. The fear, which most of us think that's the real fear. No, that's not the real fear. The fear is not the disappointment you will feel, because whether or not you planned, your life is being planned for you. That's one of the things we don't realize. We think, no, let me just live. Whatever happens, happen. Yeah, your life is being planned by you. You think you're just living. No, the steps you're taking are leading you somewhere. But the thing is, it's being planned by somebody. If it's not you, somebody is doing it. And if it's not you, it's not God. Because God will never plant your life. Or God has a plan for your life, but God will never initiate that plan until you're willing to agree with it. But the devil likes to plan your life for you. So you orchestrate things that feels like you're the one making the decision for yourself, but no, you're not. It's only when you reach somewhere that he intended you to reach that you realize that, oh, how did I get here? Why? Because although you did plan, you wanted to just live without setting an intention, without having a vision, without having a goal, something you want. Why? Because you didn't want to be disappointed. No, the devil took the responsibility to do it. So it's either you're taking the responsibility to plan your life, or the devil is doing it for you. Whether it's using people around you, whether it's using things around you, but somehow he's behind it. That's something I had to be settled with. So it's either I choose to do it. So going back to what I was saying, the fear is not the fear of being disappointed. The fear is what it would demand of you right now. Because I realize most of us, when we say we want something, when we say we want to get married, we want our marriage to look like this, when we say we want to start a business, we want to apply for a job, we want to build something that we'll really be proud of for ourselves. Most of the time, we'll only look about the mountain of it. We'll only look about the visibility, the fame, the respect, the reputation that will come. Few of us really sit to understand the process that will be required, the preparation that we'll have to go through, the moments of uncertainty, and that's what we're fearing. We fear what it will demand of us. The fact that we'll have to change the way we're living right now. The fact that we'll have to make decisions differently. We'll have to exclude ourselves from certain places, exclude ourselves from certain social circles. That's the fear. It's the fear of living where you are and moving to that uncertain place, what I call the isolation phase of decision making. And because of that fear, you rather stay there. So I realized the problem was not me wanting to have this kind of conversation, because the conversation I want to have will benefit both of us. Sitting and talking about what we want to build ourselves and taking it seriously and understanding that there's a price to be paid. It doesn't matter whether you intentionally set your life to become somebody, or you allowed it to be designed by default. There's still a price you have to pay. You're either paying the price today or you pay the price tomorrow. There's no escape. There's no shortcut. That's something I've come to accept once and for all. There's no shortcut. Whether you think you're taking shortcuts and you're arriving for that, there's a price you will still pay. You can't run from that price. You must pay it. So you're either choosing to pay it today, or you pay it one day, certainly, but you will surely pay it. The question is, but you understand this. For me, when I understood this, the question, will I choose when I'm paying it, or will I allow it to be choose for me? Because if I choose when I'm to pay the price, then I can't intentionally make decisions that I know I'm able to handle at the moment, which I've been doing. Because as a firstborn in my family, a family of almost 11 children, I sat down and I had to think about my life and ask myself, okay, yes, nobody asked me, nobody said I was the responsible one, nobody said I should be the one to take care of the people behind me, and then me think about my parents. And by when I was thinking about this, I was maybe 22, 23 years old. I'll be 30 this year. When I started looking at my life and being like, I know I'm the firstborn, I know my parents are gradually getting a little bit tired, and I know the sacrifices they have made for me. I know how they have helped me. I know how they have sacrificed so I can, and not just me, but my sibling, but they're getting to an age where they're getting a little bit tired, things are getting a little bit heavier. I have to start thinking of my life on how I can be able to help those that are coming behind me. So I have to ask myself, should I stress myself now to try to save them while burying myself into the ground? Because I wasn't, by then I didn't have the capacity I have now to be able to be like, okay, let me do things that will benefit both of us. If I was doing things then, it would be benefiting mostly them. So I had to sit down and ask myself, should I kill myself now, be walking up and down, making money but stressful and not be able to enjoy because I want to be able to keep my sibling going to school? Or do I pause certain things right now, pay the price in my own way, on my own terms, by not focusing on how financially I have to sustain them, but focusing on a way that will finance us both. But for now, we all need to suffer. Like right now, we all need to suffer. I don't want to hear anybody calling me and telling me I need money for this thing. You can call me, I will tell you. If you call me for a business idea, I will advise you on how to do it. If I even have, I will give you the money to start the business, but that you're not calling me to tell me you have a need. You want a shoe, you want a new dress, you want this, and I will give you to it. And that's a decision where you have to live with it. When they're calling you and complain about how life is hard, you have to sit on it and be like, should I do it, should I not do it? And then you remember you made a promise to yourself. How will it help? Making sure I meet people in it now is not teaching you anything else than telling you that anytime you have a problem, you can call me, I will solve it. How will you learn to grow, to depend on your own self, to be so responsible and everything, if I start now? And you're not the only one. There are others coming behind you. So if I start now by teaching you guys that I'm your other sister, anytime you have a problem, just call me, I will send you the money. How would that help me? For how long will I sustain it? And then I'm planning to also have my own family. Will I have because those are the questions that went through my mind. It might be funny to somebody, but those are the things that were going through my mind. I was like, I'm planning to get married. Or even if I get married now, will I be fighting with my husband every month or every time a need arises on whose family we should send money to while giving birth and taking care of my own children? That's the kind of person I am. I can play a whole life scenario of what, because when I'm thinking about making a decision, one of the things that God has blessed me with, I believe is a blessing, is I don't just see the glory. God carries me through the daily process of it. When I think about doing something, God will help me feel how every day of it will look like. And to help me see and ahead of time, am I willing to go through this daily process in this way? Will I be able to live my life every day? Because those are when I was thinking about how to structure my life in such a way that I won't sacrifice myself for my family, and I won't have to be fighting with my husband or fighting with myself whether I should take care of my child or my sibling, or whether I should take care of myself. I realized if I want to do it right, I have to be willing to stop so many things in my life. I have to stop just looking for the money and start working on something that can be built and sustain me, my family, the family I come from, and the family that will come from me at the same time. And it's possible, which God has helped me build something, which is why I'm here today. Because a journey that just started on me wanting to save money so I could fund my own education has brought up a whole institution where people can be trained for generation. So it won't just bless generation, it will create generational wealth for me and my family, and for those that God will put in my life to be blessed through it. So I had to pause my life for the past close to 7 years now, where it looks like it looks like I'm doing nothing with my life. It looks like I'm foolish. It looks like I am I'm lazy. It looks like I don't know what I'm doing, but I had to be willing to look foolish. I call it the foolishness in Christ. When the Bible says that things of the carnal man cannot understand the things of the spirit, I had to be willing to look foolish for close to 7 years, to bear the weight of my parents wandering, to bear the weight of my siblings, look, hearing them complaining about how life is difficult, and choosing to instead work on something that will benefit all of us. But we all need to suffer right now than stressing myself out to make them comfortable and then suffer later. And then that wouldn't be on my own terms, because when you're so stressed to the point of burnout, you're not suffering at your terms. And God even blessed me by seeing what stress could do to me. The stress I was carrying since my childhood could do to me, to the point where I was one day on my knees begging God to just let me die, because I was feeling unbearable headache constantly. It doesn't stop and comes back later. I took drugs, nothing happened. Went to the hospital, they said they were not seeing anything wrong with me. They don't know why I have headache, but I was having headache. Couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. Why? Because I was stressed. It wasn't until I read a book about the mind that I understood that my problem was stress. And it was giving me chronic headache that they couldn't find the cause, but I was taking medication again and again. When I found that book, and God gave me the wisdom to understand that your problem is that you're stressing too much, you're not sleeping, you're not eating, and then you have to be going to school. And I started changing my lifestyle. I had started changing the way I wake up from bed, because I would just jump out of bed and then be thinking of the next thing to do, because that's how I grew up. I grew up with always having something to do. And then I had to do it fast because there was so much to be done, and I had other things to take care of. I had to be going to school, coming back, cooking, all these things. And although I had siblings, but as the elder sister, I always took the responsibility of carrying it all up on me. So by 22, 23 years old, God started, I was like, if I carry this way, the thing will bury me before I even start living at all. So that's why I say the price we are all running from. The reason why we say we want things, but we don't want to pay the price right now, we think with the fear, and then we refuse to even dream at all. Because we think, no, what if it doesn't happen? No, your fear is not a disappointment that you think it might happen. Your fear is what you have to give up now. Because it is not easy, but it's possible. The last 7 years of my life haven't been easy at all. To be doing something nobody around you understand, you can't talk to anybody about it, because not because you don't want to, not because you fear that maybe they will whatsoever. No, because whenever you try to even engage the conversation, they look at you like you're not normal. You're dreaming too much. You're expecting too much. You're too serious. Relax. And I can't relax because I understand the responsibility that upon my head. I can't fully relax because I understand the life I want for myself. And my parents taught me at a very early age that whatever it is I want for my life, I'm responsible. So I can't wish. I understood very early that I can't wish. And even as a woman, I can't sit and be like, I'll get married to a rich man and then my life will be better. I don't believe in that. Yes, if you believe in it, fine. If it's working for you, good. So I had to be willing to look foolish. To sound like I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going, I'm just living life foolishly. I call it the foolishness in Christ. And if you want to build something worthwhile with your life, you have to choose. Are you going to intentionally disrupt your life like I did? To disrupt my life and choose to focus on growing me, working on myself, looking on the low self-esteem, the reason why I was too shy, I was too afraid to even speak up, because whenever I try to engage this kind of conversation, people will be like, "Oh, just shut up." And so people thought I'm too quiet. And I also believe that I'm a very quiet person. Why? Because I'm always quiet. Not quiet because I don't want to talk, not quiet because I don't know what to say, quiet because I'm interested in something different, but the people around me aren't. And every time I engage the conversation, whether I'm being laughed at or I'm being said, you're too different, you're too serious, you always do this, you always do that. So I shut up. And for so long, I thought that was who I am, that I'm a very quiet person. No, I adopted to quietness because I thought that was required in places I was in. In order to belong, I had to be quiet because I'm a person that dream too big. I see life in a very different way, and I think too maturely for so many reasons. But I've come to understand it because of the call upon my life. It's because of what God has to do through me, and I cannot live below that. We can laugh for 30 minutes, but the next 45 minutes we have to talk about something serious. If not, when I mean something serious, something that is helping you succeed in life, something that is helping you become who God created you to be, something that is helping you not having to complain about the same thing again and again, over and over, and just hoping that one day somehow magically they will just change and you have the best life that you always wanted. No, you have to take responsibility for your life if you want to have a meaningful life, if you want to live an intentional aligned legacy, if you want your children to not just hear from what you're saying but see it in your own life. You have to become that parent you want your children to be. If it's business, you have to become the image you want your company to look like. Like I heard in a movie I was watching yesterday, you build your business as you rebuild yourself. Most of us think a business is just something outside of us. No, a business is part of you. I call it a branch of who you are. So it's who you are that starts your business, that grow your business, that scale your business. Whatever height you think you can or cannot reach, it is who you are that will take you there. If it's a job, a career path, a company you're applying to, you want to work in, it is who you are that will not just give you access to that place, but help you stay in it and grow in it. But most of us have refused to take the 95% responsibility we need to take for our life. We think it's something outside of us and we're waiting for that thing to change so our life will become better. The question is, how long have you been waiting for those external things to change, and how far have they changed? How have your life become better? And I came to understand those are just excuses we give because we don't want to place the demand on ourselves to make the difficult decision that needs to be made. And no, it's not just about the making the decision. Making the decision is just opening the door, because decisions are just keys that open doors. The question is staying in that room now that the door has opened, staying in it alone, while you're being misunderstood, why you're being mistreated, why you're being insulted, why you're being laughed at, why some people are looking at you and being like, who sent this one on this earth? Why is she suffering herself this way? And all you have is a promise in your heart that you know, like you know, that this is my life I'm building. And although people don't have the blueprint, people don't know exactly what I'm building. And even if I was to say, you wouldn't understand. Not because you can't, but because you have a way of seeing life that doesn't, and we don't see life the same. And why all of what I might be doing right now doesn't make sense. And even if tomorrow you see the full picture, you might not still understand. Which is why I say it's needless to live your life to prove a point, because most people don't care. Whether you're living to prove that you too can make it, you don't care. Just because they're laughing at you right now in your valley season, in the moment of isolation, of separation, where the transformation is happening and it's mostly internal, it's not external, nobody is seeing what is really changing, doesn't mean they care. And then I've also accepted the fact that some people criticizing, laughing at you, mistreating you, misunderstanding you, it's just their way of responding, of affirming the excuses that have given themselves not to do the same. It's not that what you're doing is wrong, it's just that they need to say it out loud so they hear themselves and accept that, no, me, I didn't make the wrong choice for my life. It's not about you making the right or the wrong. If you believe you're where you want to be in life and you did what you wanted to do to get there, fine. So it's not a competition. I've come to realize that some people criticizing you is not even about you. It's that they see that they too could do the same, but they refuse to. So if you want to build something worldwide, you have to accept that isolation is part of the process. Being misunderstood is part of the process. And whether you are afraid to dream and to work for the life you want or not, you are still living. Why not just live intentionally? And then living intentionally doesn't mean you build it, you live your life because you're afraid of failing. That's a conversation for another day, because I can't enter into that right now. So stop saying you are afraid to dream, because what if it doesn't happen? Ask yourself, what is it that you're afraid of giving up right now? Who are the people you're afraid of disappointing right now? Because what is the need of refusing to disappoint people right now just to disappoint yourself later on, when after all you've given up, so that everything in your life that is in your life right now that you think has to be in your life, or that if you make a different decision you will have to live your life, and you're afraid that it will, what will it be that after 10 years you're neither with those things, you're neither with those people, and you are not living the life you always dream of having because you are afraid of losing somebody, you are afraid of losing something, you are afraid of being called some kind of names, you are afraid of being said that you're this or you're not that, what will I help you? That's the question I had to answer. That if I choose to always agree with everybody around me while sacrificing myself, will I be happy about it? Or I choose to try and choose myself and trust myself and believe in myself and value myself. And even if I fail, I'm still proud because I choose what I wanted above what I thought people should want for me, or above what I thought people wanted me to want. I choose what I wanted. I choose what I needed. I choose what worked for me. So I didn't make the choices I made so that I will prove to you later on that I was right. I don't care whether you believe me or not. It's my life. The life I want for myself, the life I want for my family, the one that I came from and the one that I am willing to build. And I care more about that than proving a point to anybody. There are painful choices, there are difficult ones, not just making them, living them. Because I came to realize the weight of the decision is not in making, it's in living after you've made it. Which is why you decide today, I want to do this, and then tomorrow you're back again to the same old things you said you wanted to live. Because the difficult thing is not making a decision, the difficult thing is living in the decision. Especially when after you've made it, nothing about why you made it is happening yet. Or it's happening but you're not seeing, it's not tangible. Which I will talk about something like that, about perceiving an idea, conceiving it and receiving it. So I pray it's a blessing to you. Until next time, until the next FaceTime moment. Explore, evolve, and expand.